welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into some really interesting sources about, well, a dog breed. Many of us think we know the Beagle.
Yeah, they seem so familiar, right? Just cute, friendly dogs. But their story is surprisingly complex.
Absolutely. We're looking at how they went from like royal companions to working airport security. It's quite the journey.
It really is. And the science behind that knows it's incredible. We're talking something like 40 times more powerful than a human's.
And connections to royalty, even NASA in a way. It's a richer history than you might expect from those floppy years.
Definitely. Our mission today is sort of charting that path, understanding the paradoxes of this breed.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Where do they come from? The sources trace them back pretty far, don't they?
They do. Lineage goes back to small scent hounds in ancient Greece, believe it or not, but they really made their mark in England, starting around, say, the 11th century.
Okay, 11th century England. And the name Beagle, where does that come from? The sources mention something French.
Right, yeah. It likely comes from an old French word, bigot. It means something like loudmouth or gaping throat.
Huh. Okay. Anyone who's heard one can probably understand that famous baying sound.
Exactly. It's pretty distinctive. But despite that noise, they became, well, quite fashionable.
With royalty, even. Queen Elizabeth I.
She famously kept these tiny versions called pocket beagles. They were like incredibly small, maybe 8-9 inches tall.
Wow, that's small. Small enough to fit in a pocket or saddlebag.
Apparently so. They were definitely a status symbol, showed refinement, but importantly, they weren't just lap dogs.
Still working dogs, even then.
Oh, absolutely. They were still serious scent hounds bred to follow a trail independently, often out of sight. That independence is, well, it's crucial to their whole story.
Which brings us to that incredible nose. Let's talk science for a second. The numbers are pretty wild.
They really are. So beagles have around 220 million scent receptors in their noses.
220 million. And humans, we have what, like 5 million?
Yeah, about 5 million. So you see the difference. It puts them right up there, top 3 scent breeds, easily, maybe after bloodhounds and bassets.
And that's why we see them working today, right? The Beagle brigades at airports.
Exactly that. U.S. Customs uses them because, well, think about it. They're effective, but also small and friendly.
Less intimidating to passengers than, say, a big German Shepherd sniffing your bags.
Precisely. They can weave through crowds, check luggage for illegal fruits, plants, that sort of thing, without causing a big fuss. They're perfect little officers.
And the potential goes beyond that, right?
Yeah.
I saw mentions of medical detection.
Yeah, it's still early stages in some areas, but there's real research into whether they can detect things like cancer cells or even subtle hormonal changes in humans just by scent. It's amazing potential.
It really is. But this brings up that famous Beagle trait, stubbornness.
Yeah.
How does that fit in if they're so intelligent and trainable for this work?
The paradox. It seems like a contradiction, doesn't it? Smart but stubborn.
Yeah, how does that work? Is it defiance?
Not really defiance, no. It's actually a feature, not a bug, you could say. It comes from that hunting background.
Okay. How so?
They were bred to focus intensely on a scent trail, like tunnel vision with their nose. They had to be able to ignore everything else, distractions, even maybe the hunter calling them back if they were locked onto the scent.
So that stubbornness is actually just extreme focus and independent decision-making. The nose knows best, basically.
You got it. Their nose is the boss. That's an asset for tracking, even if it makes training basic obedience sometimes challenging.
Makes sense. And their voice, it's not just barking, is it? You mentioned the bay earlier.
Right. They have sort of a repertoire. There's the bark, like most dogs. There's a howl, and then there's that unique bay.
The loudmouth sound.
Yeah, the beagle sound. It's acoustically designed to carry really far through thick woods or over distances. It was the hunter's GPS, basically, telling them where the dog was.
Fascinating. And outside of hunting and airports, they've made a cultural mark, too. I mean, Snoopy has to be mentioned.
Oh, absolutely. Probably the most famous beagle in the world, right? And Snooky's charm, his kind of independence and imagination, it really captures something essential about the breed. Charles Schulz based him on his own dog, Spike.
Right. And there's even a space connection, sort of.
Yeah, the Beagle 2 Mars lander, named not directly for the dog breed, but for the ship, HMS Beagle.
Darwin's ship.
Yes.
Still a nice nod connecting exploration and this breed known for tracking things down.
Exactly. It all ties together in surprising ways.
Now, we do need to touch on something a bit heavier from their more recent history. The sources mention their use in laboratory testing.
Yes, that's unfortunately part of their story. Because they tend to be docile, consistent in temperament, and a manageable size, they were, and sometimes still are, used in research.
It's a difficult aspect, but important to acknowledge. It also fuels a lot of the rescue efforts we see now, right?
Absolutely. There's huge awareness now and wonderful drives to get these dogs out of labs and into loving homes. Their resilience really shines through there too.
So summing it all up, it's quite a mix.
It really is. You've got like royal history, a top-tier scientific instrument for a nose, and this fiercely independent yet deeply affectionate heart. It's a whole package.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. How does an animal bred for such intense, single-minded independence also become such a powerful symbol of loyalty and companionship? That's the Beagle paradox, really. Something to think about.